Walking that bit on my toilet. Walking that bit with the O's. They bit it, they back, and they look, they chose.
Everybody, and welcome to another MX Bikes video. And today, guys, we have a brand new track here by Erax. This is round 3 of the MNSR series that he is creating. This is Albuquerque, New Mexico. Last week, I rode at Reno, Nevada. That was round 2 of the series, so this is round 3. And he's been a bunch of different rounds, and they're all at locations around the United States that you don't see too much. So like, again, Albuquerque, New Mexico, you never really see that. All right, the last round's in Honolulu, Hawaii. You don't see that a lot either. So really hyped to check this track out. I do yap a lot in this video. Okay, this is a bit of a yap from me, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. I don't know if you will. I talk a lot about IRL racing, some other stuff as well, but hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and yeah, let's get right into the video around this amazing track. All right, boys, we are in here at Albuquerque. We got a helicopter flying overhead. That is pretty sick. I've already done a few laps. 1:17.7 has been my fastest. This track's actually quite tricky, I'm not gonna lie, and I've actually enjoyed riding it the few laps that I have so far, but definitely a bit rusty at the game right now. I'm not really sure what's going on. Maybe this track's just way harder than I think, but yeah, I got home from college, so I haven't been playing the game too much, to be honest. Been doing some other stuff, so we need to get back on this grind. I mean, we still got a little bit of a while before outdoors. I'm basically done with Supercross, bro. I absolutely just... explain to me how Supercross is the same track every weekend. I mean, is anyone else noticing this? I mean, it's literally the same thing. And the fact that we don't have Dragon's backs and we only have 9 whoops, it's got to change, bro. I'm sorry. It's got to change. I understand we want to prevent injuries. I get it. I think last year was kind of a wake-up call to people, especially with the outdoor series, that like the sport has to be more competitive, and it won't be competitive if everyone's injured. So I do understand it from that perspective. We can't have Jet Lawrence in his rookie year going undefeated. I mean, that, in my opinion, would not have happened if Tomac was racing. If Sexton made every round, I mean, he only missed a few, but still, I don't know. I think things would have been different if we had more guys healthy, but I don't know. Let me know, like, what do you guys think, bro? Do you guys think, like, Supercross is kind of getting mundane with how these tracks are made, or do you just, you're like, whatever, people are healthy? Because, I mean, people are healthy in Supercross, but Jet's still dominating, so maybe it doesn't even matter. Maybe Jet is just better than everyone by a mile, and we just have to accept that reality. But anyways, boys, we're here on the Yamaha 450. And we're just gonna be riding around this track, nothing too crazy. I'm not really feeling running any heaters right now. I'm so like just washed at the game. I feel like I would crash 800 times. So I'm not gonna put myself through that, but we'll see if we can at least run just like a nice clean lap with some good lines. I think this inside line's actually pretty good here. And then can we get this whole section? Not quite, but still a pretty good line. Go middle rut there. Not sure what to do here. Reeling that's not too bad, but we are going to tuck the old front. Still getting used to manual sit, dude. I felt like I have it in Supercross, but motocross, a bit of a struggle, I'm not gonna lie, but I feel like JV is gonna make the track so rough this year, we're not gonna have to sit down too much, which is gonna be good for me, because I kind of have a habit of sitting down a little bit too much in some corners. So I don't know, I still got to learn some things, but I'm ready for outdoors. I think it's gonna be a ton of fun. I think real life motocross is gonna be a ton of fun to watch as well. Tomac has said that he's doing it, and he's said he's considering riding next year as well. There's rumors that he's gonna join another team, which is very confusing to me. I don't know what team he would join, to be honest with you. I could probably talk for 20 minutes about what team, but I have no idea. Is he going to go back to Cowie? I mean, AC's retiring, so they would just have Anderson on the 450 ride. I honestly have no idea. Who's going to fill in for AC for motocross, too? That's definitely another conversation that needs to be had. Are they going to bring Savacci back? But I think Savacci's doing 250, isn't he? On the Triumph, right? That's actually interesting, bro. I don't think anyone's really talking about that, bro. Imagine Savacci just wins the outdoor chip, bro. Because, I mean, he is on a Triumph. I think that's the only thing that would hold him back. But Savacci was low-key, like, riding with Tomac in 2022 when he was doing that fill-in ride. He was low-key barking, so that's going to be interesting. But yeah, I don't know where Tomac's going to go. I mean, I feel like he'd want to keep his Monster sponsorship, so I feel like he would have to align with that, so he wouldn't be able to go to an Austrian bike. I have no idea. I don't know, but how do you guys think Outdoors is gonna go? Do you guys think that Jet's just gonna, you know, do amazing again? Do you think he's gonna go perfect again? That would be absolutely insane. I don't think that's gonna happen. I do think Jet's gonna win the title. I think Sexton's gonna be kind of the interesting piece though, because he has been so weird in Supercross this year. You know, there's so many weekends where he's the fastest guy on the track in the main, but he just either gets a bad start or tucks the front, kind of like he did yesterday, tucked the front twice in the race. Just very lackluster. I don't know. I never thought he'd do good on the KTM. That was my opinion from day one. Now, he hasn't had a bad season by any means, but compared to the season he had in 23, it's not great. So we'll see what happens there. 450 class is interesting, though. I don't know. Jason Anderson looks good, so he could be a bit of a threat in Outdoors. You never know. Hunter Lawrence had a great ride yesterday. That was actually really cool to see that. Well, I was not expecting that at all. Some people have been saying Hunter's going to win, and I've been disagreeing with all those people. But, yeah, he had a chance there, and I think he could have done it. You know, I think if Jet got a worse start, I think he would have won that race. But Jet's just too good, bro. Justin Barsha also rode really good, which some people may have overlooked that. That was actually that was cool to see. I mean, it was looking like he was going to retire early on in the season. So to see that does give me some hope for Outdoors that he'll be somewhat competitive, because that's another guy, dude, that could just punt someone and just shake points up at any random given moment. So I don't know. That was cool to see as well. Cooper, apparently wrist injury since Birmingham. That's what they were saying on the broadcast. I don't know much about that. If that's true, then that's kind of wild, because I had absolutely no idea. Tomac, dude, oh my god. I mean, he hit the deck, what, like 4 times that day? Four times throughout the whole race day? That's pretty insane. You don't see that happen too much, but I think he'll be decent Outdoors. I think he can win. I think he can win 1 overall. Or at least 1 moto, just because it's Tomac. And if he gets on the right track and he's feeling it, he goes beast mode, I think he can beat Jet on a bad day. Or if Jet goes down, which he went down a couple times last year. It wasn't many times. He was very consistent, but Outdoors is going to be interesting. I love motocross. I love it more than Supercross for sure. It's just different tracks, different variations. Weather gets a bit more involved on some tracks. And, well, I can't really say that, to be honest, because Supercross, you know, we had like 6 wet rounds this year, but I'm just hyped, bro. I'm so hyped for Outdoors. It's going to be interesting. And then the 250 class, I want to talk about 250 Supercross first, though, because we got a tie in points between Kitchen and Hampshire, and apparently they're buddies. That's what they were saying about them on the broadcast, and that's... I don't know how long they're going to be buddies for, dude, depending on how this race goes. I mean, if someone just straight up beats the other guy, then that's one thing, but they're so close in speed. I mean, I think Kitchen is overall the faster guy, but Hampshire, dude, when he's, like, sending it, he's a bit different, bro. Like, he's a bit of a psychopath, so we could see some absolute insanity happen. I mean, Kitchen's always been a very conservative sort of rider. Like, he doesn't really push anyone out of the way. That's kind of why his starts always affected him. It's because, I don't know, I could be totally wrong by saying this, but when he would be back in the pack, he would just kind of race with those guys. He wouldn't really get aggressive with them. I think Shimoda's kind of similar in that way as well, from what I've noticed, but he's been getting great starts this year, so that'll be interesting. Is the Cowie curse gonna strike, dude? It's already struck for every other guy on Cowie. I shouldn't be laughing, but like, it's kind of comical at this point. Like, it happens every single year. But I don't know. I think Kitchen's different. I think Kitchen's mentally doing good, and he's a little bit banged up, but he says he's fine. So I got Kitchen winning that. I think Hampshire's gonna make a dumb mistake. He's just done it so many times in the past, but I could be wrong. I mean, he's an older guy. He's like 28 years old, so he doesn't really have an excuse, to be honest. He's had plenty of time to get a chip, and he's been given basically a golden opportunity here, so we'll see. I still got Kitchen, though. I gotta vouch for my Washougal brother, but... And then the other side of the coast, Vial, what has he got, like a 15-point lead, something like that, 13, 15 points. should be over unless some of the Ami guys or Hayden just absolutely murder him. I mean, even if they murdered him, Vial could still get up and get like a top 10 and still be fine. So I don't know. I think Vial's got that. He deserves it too, because he was one of the guys that got absolutely destroyed in that pileup at round 1 for them at Detroit. So pretty cool to see. I mean, it isn't too much of a surprise. Because he was a 2-time world champion in MXGP, but yeah, he's the real deal. I mean, it's kind of weird to see how he rode last year in motocross as well, just not very... He did have some good moments. He won some motos, but just very off and on, inconsistent. But I think he's going to be a real threat for the Outdoor Series too. He could win 2 titles back-to-back in his second season, which is very rare and extremely impressive. So yeah, Hayden is going to be a threat in outdoors as well, but that 250 class is going to be so stacked. You got Kitchen, you got Hampshire, Hayden, Vial, Savachi. No one's talking about Savachi. I think there's a chance there, I'm going to be honest. Ryder D, I think she'll be a little bit better in outdoors. I don't know if McAdoo is going to be ready for that. Forkner, I don't really know his status either. I don't really know much about that whole thing. I don't think he'll ride outdoors, but I'm not 100% sure. So anyway, I think that'll be cool. Outdoors, I'm so hyped. Doesn't look like anyone's injured through the rest of the season, really, that's like a main guy. So we're going to see a lot of people line up at Paula, unless we see a lot of injuries happen in the 250 class in this East-West Showdown, which could happen. I mean, it's gonna get insane because, yeah, Hayden's out of it by a decent margin, but he's not totally out of it. There's still a chance. And then obviously there's a huge fight for that title for the West. So I'm pretty hyped. Pretty hyped to see what's gonna be happening. But back to this track here. I have pulled all my tear-offs. Let's ride in third person a little bit. I don't do this too often, but it is pretty fun and it's really satisfying to watch. My gear's all dirty though. Oh, it's a fat whip. Oh, I'm dead. No more. I'm not dead. Yeah, I got this GoPro mod as well. Look at the heli, dude. The heli overhead. That's a pretty sick touch. I don't know how he did that. It's just like a PNG, just like doing an animation around the map. I'm not really sure how you'd put that into the game though. I don't know enough about track making. I've actually done some research on how to make tracks, been watching some videos, just trying to learn a little bit, dip my toes in, and then eventually I'm going to start building my track. And once I start, like I know, just because I know myself, I'm just gonna literally grind it until it's done. And if I stop midway through, there's probably a good chance I never like try again. So I need to learn as much as I can before I start, and then just not get stumped midway through and just make it. I don't really know what I'm gonna do yet. I know it's gonna be a motocross track, and I know it's not just gonna be generic, but I haven't really decided exactly what I'm gonna do. So it's probably gonna be a long process though. You won't see a track for me until probably July. That's the time frame I'll put on myself. A few months of work. And we should have something. It'll definitely be free, obviously. It's not going to be good enough to be paid, but I don't know. You never know. Who knows? Maybe I just have some type of secret talent and I make an absolute banger, but I'm pretty hyped for that. And there's been so many tracks coming out the last few weeks that have given me a ton of inspiration. And something I do know is the lighting is extremely important. That's something I'm going to focus on a lot. And I think ERAC, especially with this track here, but between this skybox and the overall lighting, actually looks really, really good. I like it a lot, and tracks that are a bit brighter, they're on the brighter side, are definitely better to ride in my opinion, and I've seen those tracks do better not only on MXB mods, but on YouTube videos as well. Like, the tracks that are a bit brighter do better as far as viewership, which a lot of people may be like, what the hell, but yeah, it's true. I don't know why, don't ask me. I think people just like brighter tracks. I think that's why some games are more successful than others. That's why you could say Black Ops 2 is a more successful Call of Duty. Now, obviously, the game overall was better, but the look of it, you know, compared to, let's say, Call of Duty, I don't know, Vanguard, for example, the look of it's just better. Brighter colors, you know, more colorful, brighter. It's more visually appealing. So, yeah, I think if you're going to go through all the time of, you know, building a nice track, you should really focus on the lighting, because that could literally make an amazing track just not get played a ton. My screen is absolutely covered in complete shite here. Let's try the GoPro cam. I never ride this camera. I actually love this camera when you go through turns, though. Feels so good. I don't know why. It's like you can just... Much lower camera, so you can just kind of see everything. You can see how close your handlebar is hitting the ground. It makes me more confident in the turns. Would you guys still watch me if I switched this camera? There's no way. Oh my god, I don't even know how that just happened. Because I cased the absolute shite out of that. I think Paboso could rework this GoPro camera and make it way better. I think it's so close to being good. Just not quite there yet. Oh my. Also see when you're sitting, much easier. We'll keep barking on this camera. Someone take this away from me. Oh, I messed that up. Ugh. Dude, I keep turning over way too much when I sit down. That's been my biggest issue with turning off auto sit, is I tuck the front so much now. It is actually bad. And I need to get better at it. I'm 360ing this. Oh, it didn't put me in the animation. Oh, we're still gonna land that whip somehow. I don't know how I just landed that. That was absolutely insane. What else are to talk about, dude? The state of this game right now, I feel like it's actually in a pretty good spot. Track drops have kind of slowed down a little bit right now. But we had like that couple week span where it was just new tracks constantly. So I was very grateful for that. It definitely helped the channel do a little bit better, and it was cool to just kind of look at different tracks. Gives me a little bit more inspiration for a track if I do make one. I will make one. I don't know what I'm saying if. It's gonna happen. It has to happen, dude. I said I was gonna make one last summer, didn't do it. I have to do it this year. I cannot lie about that. I would lose all credibility. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Pretty short, pretty sweet. Just riding this track and talking about some real life MotoCross, Supercross stuff. I don't know if you guys were even interested in it, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next video.